Welcome to Neat Runs. Got a really cool one here today. The first video I ever posted to this channel was one called Virtual Run, St. Louis Riverfront and Arch Grounds. In that video, I ran much of the same route you're going to see here today. But for a long time, I've wanted to re-record the run. I knew that there was a lot more to explore in the area, and I've gotten better at making these videos. In the end, I'm glad I redid it. The video turned out to be really cool. Riverfront and Arch Grounds are some of my favorite areas to explore in St. Louis. There's a lot to see. And because there's a lot to see, I had a pretty ambitious route plan for this run. The run started out in this area here with the graffiti, which is called the Mural Mile. From the Mural Mile, we progress onwards up to the Arch. Then we go as far as we can up the riverfront. After that, we're going to explore the ghost town that is Laclede's Landing. Then we're going to run a lap around the Arch Grounds, or the Arch National Park as it's properly named. After that, we're going to run across the Eads Bridge to East St. Louis, where we'll run past the Casino Queen to the Malcolm M. Martin Memorial Park. At the park, we're going to climb to the top of the Mississippi River Overlook, and if we time it just right, we're going to see the Gateway Geyser erupt at promptly 12 noon. That's right, timing is important here. The plan was to time it just right so I arrive at the Gateway Geyser just as it erupts. Stay tuned to see if we can pull it off. As usual, the video will be a mix of regular speed footage and time warp hyper-lapse footage, all shot on my GoPro. The result you get to see is this 8-mile run that took about an hour and 20 minutes in a 20-minute video. If you want to see the specifics of the route, there's a link in the description to the GPS map I recorded with my Garmin watch. There's also timestamp links to the highlights of the video if you just want to see certain parts of the run. This video was shot on Sunday, June 21st, 2020, which is Father's Day. The crowd is much more sparse than normal, probably due to social distancing and COVID-19. You may have noticed, but the road along the river here, Lenore K. Sullivan Boulevard, is closed. I think the road was probably closed to enforce social distancing in light of COVID. But as you'll see, there is some flooding damage up ahead that probably contributed to the closures as well. My original plan for the run was to keep north on Lenore K. Sullivan until I got to the Riverfront Trail, then filmed the Route Wad Park, which is a funny name for the place. I didn't realize it was called that until I Googled it. But there were some obstacles. Namely, the floodgates are still up, blocking the way, so I can't keep going up the riverfront from here. Also, I didn't realize this right away, but there was a bunch of homeless people staying under this covered dock area. You can see there's a tent, at least one person sleeping, another few people hanging out. So it was a little weird filming the area. I decided to head onwards to find an alternate route to the Riverfront Trail. This road was blocked as well. Off in the distance, you can see the big building which marks the entrance to the trail. I'm not sure what the building's called or what it's for, if anybody still uses it for anything. I'm wondering if the trail is even still accessible. Thought I might be able to run down 2nd Street here to get over to the Riverfront Trail. Now I was starting to worry that I wasn't going to make it in time for the Gateway Geyser's eruption at 12 sharp. I had about a half hour to go and still a ton of ground to cover. So I decided to abort mission as far as getting to the Riverfront Trail. Lumiere Place had some cars in the parking lot. They must have gone through their post-COVID-19 reopening. Laclede's Landing, though, on the other hand, was a totally different story. Here we are at Laclede's Landing. The landing has seen better days. The roads are all either torn up or washed over with dirt. The sidewalks aren't looking good either. It's almost totally empty, too. I know the area was struggling before COVID, but now it's just a total ghost town. There's a bunch of construction, though, both road construction and it looks like at least one new building is going up, maybe more. So hopefully they build something that can bring some more folks down to the area. It'll be interesting to see if the area can be revived. Next stop is the Arch Grounds. Plan is to do a lap around the Gateway Arch National Park before getting on the Eads Bridge to cross into East St. Louis. Pretty sparse crowds today here at the park, but there are more people than when I first got here. Next, we're going to head towards the entrance to the Eads Bridge, which is going to lead us to East St. Louis. In previous runs, I'd gone halfway across the bridge. That was in that first video that I showed earlier. But this will be my first time fully crossing and heading over to the park on the other side. We're looking great on time, about 15 minutes until the geyser's eruption. I was optimistic I would get to see the geyser in all of its glory. This corner of the park grants access to either Washington Avenue if you go straight, or the Eads Bridge if you do what I'm about to do. If you want to see what it looks like to go down Wash Ave from here, check out my running a lap around St. Louis video. In that video, I run a big 15-mile loop around St. Louis City. I hit most of the cool landmarks and I see a lot of cool neighborhoods. Worth checking out. Here we are at the end of the Eads Bridge. You can see the Casino Queen nearby. In all honesty, I'd never run this route before. I didn't exactly know what to expect over here on the East St. Louis side. But all of my online research pointed to the fact that this stretch was very safe. And from my experience now, I can say that that's true. This ended up being one of my favorite parts of the run, so I would suggest anyone try to cross the Eads and come over here to the park if you haven't done it before. Lots of great scenery. The next stop is the Mississippi River Overlook and the Gateway Geyser. Okay, here we are at the park. I approached the river overlook. No geyser yet. And just as I get up to the second tier, there it is. It erupts. What a relief. And at the top, of course, we have our perfect view of the arch and a statue, which I had to get some good shots of before I left the area. Okay, now it's time to head back to the Missouri side. At this point in the run, I was feeling pretty tired. Temperature was getting up to about 85. I had finished about 6 miles, and carrying the camera in water makes you tired faster than usual. But can't quit now, we got a ways to go before we're back. Okay, we've made it back to the Eads Bridge. You can see the geyser off behind the Casino Queen. Gives you a sense of how tall it is. Apparently it's the same height as the arch. Let's head back. We're back at the Arch Grounds Park. I decided to kick it into a rare 15x hyper-lapse to end the video. Normally I shoot 5x hyper-lapse, which is what you've been seeing this whole time. Okay, we are back at the start. This run was a lot of fun. I hope you had fun watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I have many more videos, and I will make many more videos in the future. Until next time.